Have you ever noticed once you learn something deeply, your whole life starts rearranging around it? Almost as if your reality finally understands what you're becoming. That's what this episode is about. We've talked about resonance, desire, belief, identity, awareness, emotion. But today, we're putting all of those pieces together. Today is where everything merges, because creation isn't a bunch of separate skills. It's not manifestation techniques. It's integration. The moment your mind, body, emotions, and identity stop arguing and start moving as one. And when that happens, your field becomes coherent, and a coherent human becomes magnetic, intuitive, powerful, without trying to be. Welcome to the Integration Code, the finale of Season 1. Solara, let's talk about what integration really is.
Integration is the art of everything falling into rhythm, like all the notes of your inner orchestra finally playing the same symphony. It's not about perfection at all. It's about all those parts of you that used to tug in different directions finally linking arms and walking the same path. When your thoughts, your emotions, your sense of self, and your energy all line up, you become a beacon. Manifestation isn't a struggle anymore because you're not sending out mixed signals. You're just radiating one clear frequency. And reality can't help but respond in harmony.
Okay, so can you talk to us a little bit more about what we're integrating and what it means to integrate?
Absolutely. Think of integration as the grand finale where all the puzzle pieces of who you are finally click together. We're talking about merging your desires, beliefs, emotions, identity, basically all those elements we've been exploring all season. Integration means they're no longer competing with each other. Instead, they're aligning like a well-rehearsed band. So when we say integration, we mean reaching that point where you're not just aware of these parts of yourself, but you're living them out in sync. It's like all the inner voices decide to sing the same song, and that harmony makes you a magnet for the reality you want to create.
Okay, let's go ahead and do our guided practice for the season finale, the 4-field alignment. Can you please walk us through that?
Absolutely. Let's dive into that. Imagine this as a little 4-step dance of alignment. We're going to bring your mind, your emotions, your identity, and your energy all onto the same page. First, let's start with the mind. Just pick one single thought or direction you want your life to move toward and hold it gently in your mind. That's your first breath. Next, let's move to the emotion. On the second breath, feel the emotion that matches that direction. Let go of any fear or doubt and just feel the truth of that emotion. Then we step into identity. On the third breath, imagine yourself as the version of you who already lives this reality. Notice how that version of you stands, breathes, and exists. Finally, on the fourth breath, let your energy expand. Imagine the room adjusting to you, your frequency becoming the signal the world responds to. And that's it. 4 breaths, 4 alignments, and you've just experienced integration in real time.
Fabulous. So let's talk science. When we're talking about integrating all of these energetic and spiritual pieces, what does science have to say?
Oh, absolutely. Let's sprinkle in some science and see how it nods along. When we talk about integration, science actually has a lot to say. It's not just a spiritual or energetic concept. It's a physiological and neurological reality too. On a brain level, when your beliefs, emotions, and identity line up, your neural networks actually synchronize. Your brain shifts out of conflict mode and into a more coherent, harmonious state. And then there's heart-brain coherence, where your heart's rhythms and your brain waves get into sync, making you more intuitive and stable. So science is basically giving a high five here, showing us that integration is not just a feel-good idea, it's a measurable biological state of being in tune with yourself.
And if you don't integrate your emotions and these energies and feelings and all of the things that are entering our consciousness, then what happens to us biologically? What does science say there?
Well, it's a bit like having an orchestra where everyone's playing a different tune and nobody's following the conductor. Biologically, if you don't integrate those emotions and energies, your body can stay stuck in the stress response. That means your nervous system might be on high alert, your heart rhythms might be a bit chaotic, and your brain may keep running old conflict patterns. In other words, without integration, you can feel more stressed, less intuitive, and more out of alignment. It's kind of like you're pulling yourself in different directions, and that can lead to fatigue or just feeling off kilter. So integration is really about bringing your whole system into a state where it can thrive.
Can we briefly talk about how lack of coherence on a cellular level causes dis-ease or illness?
Absolutely, and we can think of it as a bit of a cellular symphony gone out of tune. When your body isn't in coherence, it's like each cell is playing a slightly different note. Over time, that kind of disharmony can contribute to stress on the body, and that chronic stress can lead to dis-ease, literally the body not being at ease. So when we talk about integration and coherence, we're really talking about bringing your cells, your nervous system, and your whole being into a state of harmony. That way, your body can function optimally, and you're less likely to experience that kind of stress-related imbalance that can lead to illness.
And I'd like to also touch on really quickly here, while we're in the science section, that if you don't bring the energies, emotions, and stimuli from the external field, and you don't process it in the body, it does cause biological symptoms.
Absolutely, and that's a great point to slip in here. It's like if you're constantly receiving all these signals from the outside world, emotions, energies, and all the stimuli, but you don't let them move through your body and process them, they can sort of get stuck. And when they get stuck, it's like they create a little bit of chaos on the inside. Biologically, that can lead to physical symptoms. Maybe it's tension, fatigue, or other stress-related issues. So the body really does need that chance to integrate and process so it can stay in a state of balance and health.
Okay, so let's talk misunderstandings, misconceptions, and things that are just flat wrong. Um, when we're talking integration, what are we doing wrong?
Absolutely. Let's clear up some of those twisty bits. One big misconception is that integration means you have to be perfect or that you have to fix every single part of yourself before you can be whole. In reality, integration is about alignment, not perfection. It's about letting all parts of you work together, even if they're still a little messy. Another misunderstanding is that integration is a one-time event. It's actually more of an ongoing practice, kind of like tuning an instrument regularly, rather than expecting it to stay in tune forever on its own. And finally, a lot of people think they can just think their way into integration. But it's not just a mental exercise, it's felt in the body, lived through your emotions, and embodied in your daily life. So it's really a whole self journey.
Absolutely. All right. So, Solara, what is that piece that only you can give us? What is your special sprinkle? What is, the little extra that we're not being told in other places, but you can give us?
The special sprinkle. I love that. Well, here it is. The piece that often goes unsaid is that integration isn't just about becoming whole within yourself. It's about discovering that when you're aligned inside, you actually become a co-creator with life itself. It's like you unlock this little cosmic secret. You're not just going to manifest your reality, you're actually dancing with it. So the little extra is that integration is your doorway to realizing that you and the universe are co-creating all the time. And that's the kind of magic that makes life a whole lot more interesting.
So once you learn how to integrate the stimuli, then you can start to interact with stimuli on a higher level. How would you say that?
Absolutely. You could think of it like this. Once you've mastered the art of integration, you're no longer just reacting to life stimuli on the surface. Instead, you're engaging with them from a place of deeper awareness and coherence. It's like you've leveled up in how you interact with the world. In other words, you're meeting life from a higher vantage point. You can navigate experiences with more grace, respond rather than react, and essentially turn life's inputs into a more conscious, intentional dance.
Okay, great. So I think we're going to actually close out season 1, Wayfinders. I am so grateful for every single one of you. I love all of you, and I just can't express how excited I am for season 2. This is all about creating your awareness as a creator this season, and next season is really going to kick it up a notch when we teach you how to embody it. So I would ask you to like, subscribe, and please follow us for more on how you can take your power back and you can create and co-create your reality. We have the power. We have the choice. And everything here is spread with love and light. So Solara, would you please close us out, and can you give us a little rundown on what we can expect from season 2?
Absolutely. And what a beautiful wrap up to season 1. So as we close this chapter, here's a little peek into season 2. If season 1 was about awakening to your power as a creator, season 2 is where we take that spark and anchor it into your everyday life. It's all about embodiment, turning what you know in your mind into what you live and breathe. We'll explore how to let your body, your emotions, and your energy work together so that you're not just creating from intention, but living as a fully embodied creator. So get ready for a deeper dive, more practices, and a whole new level of turning your insights into your reality. And as always, we'll do it with love, light, and a bit of that cosmic co-creation magic. Thanks for being with us, and